Praise the Lord and God bless you today. I pray that you and your family are in health and prospering even as your souls prosper. My name is Beatrice Bruno, and I'm going to do you like I would do my Facebook lives. I'm your mama, your sister, your auntie, your niece, your daughter, your grandma, your great-grandma, but prayerfully most of all your friend, Beatrice Bruno, drill sergeant of life, author, speaker, U.S. Army veteran, and griever. So I want to tell you a little bit about myself. On August the 7th, 2018, my life came to a screeching halt. That whole year of 2018, from January 27th, to be honest with you, had been a time of just grieving and mourning, because from January the 27th up until August the 7th, I experienced deaths at the rate of 1 or 2 per month of people that I really loved and cared for. So that by the time I got to August the 7th, 2018, and I received a phone call on my husband's phone, and the young lady that worked with him said, "Beatrice, John has collapsed and he's barely breathing." My world changed, because at that point, when I knew that I had to deal with my husband's early death, as far as I was concerned, because he was still young, he was only 62 years old. But I realized at that point that I didn't know how to grieve. And to be perfectly honest with you, I went all the way back to 1973 when my grandfather died. I hadn't grieved for him, because even during that time, we didn't grieve. We didn't know how to grieve. We didn't understand what grief was. But when my husband passed, I learned about grief. And God gave me some lessons that I'm helping other people to understand what grief is all about. When I received the phone call from the young lady at my husband's job telling me that he had collapsed, as I said, my world completely changed. When I went to the hospital and I went into the trauma room, and I saw my husband laying on the trauma bed, knowing that it was the last time that I would see him in that state, my mind went to so many different places. And to this day, there are things that happened during that time. I can't tell you how they happened, because grief took my mind. And grief took me into a place that I had never been before, especially that close with my husband. When my grandfather had passed when I was 13 years old in 1973, it was something that when my grandmother told me, these are the words she said, and it was only because she didn't know how to deal with it herself. She said, "Your dad is dead. You're gonna have to deal with it." And to this day, I now look back and say that was not the way we were supposed to tell people that somebody was dead and gone. But that's what we understood back in 1973. With organizations such as Adam's Purpose, this is allowing people to be able to come together and to acknowledge the grief, yes, but also to walk through it. There are therapists and mentors, coaches that are affiliated with Adam's Purpose that's ready to help people to just embrace the grief. Because once you embrace the grief, once you understand, once you understand that this is something we all must go through, this is something that we're all going to experience at some point, there's nothing to be ashamed of. There's nothing to be discouraged about, or yeah, we're disappointed because our loved one is gone, or that marriage is gone, or that job is gone, or something is gone. Yes, we're discouraged, we're disappointed, but we still have a purpose